Smart contracts. Of all the different items that we have talked about so far, there's two things that really I think are the reason that I believe that cryptocurrency will be sustained in the long term. Number one, it is built on blockchain. Blockchain really is, in my opinion, the third generation of internet. And I think it's going to be here. I think it's going to sit there and drive a big chunk of our economy in the future. The other one is this critter called smart contracts. Smart contracts are a bunch of pieces of papers that graduated from Harvard. Well, not really. They're a bunch of pieces of paper. Wait a minute. They're not even paper. We're going to talk about them because this is a critical function, really, of the second and third generations right now of cryptocurrency, especially Ethereum and even another one called Cardano. We're going to see smart contracts playing a bigger role in our society in days to come. A couple places where I got the sources for this, I'm quoting them over here. I think they're fabulous. Toshendra Kumar Sharma, she's brilliant. You also have the whole crew at Investopedia. I'm really impressed with them. I'm citing them here so you know where I got the material from. I really do believe they really have a lot of fabulous things out there. That being said, William Shakespeare did too, and he said one of the lines, probably the most controversial and probably the most famous, the first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers. And by the way, smart contracts just about do that. They eliminate an awful lot of fees that are out there if we start implementing them. You know, I wonder if anybody ever sued William Shakespeare for saying that. Anyway, they probably have to hire a lawyer to do it, and the lawyer would probably get part of the fee. Anyway, by the time you're done, if you start looking at these third parties out there, the smart contract can do the same thing and eliminate the lawyers. You don't need to have a lawyer to review a contract costing business massive amounts of money. And it is massive. When we start talking about the third-party group between lawyers, CPAs, economists, people reviewing things, people putting their approval on them because they have a degree or they know how to read this language properly or look at all the things that could go wrong in it. If you start eliminating that, it just depends who's researching it and who's quoting it. What I've read so far is that if you eliminate all the third-party review, you would actually have 27 to 34% of the overall packages of almost all financial services in the United States wiped out. Smart contracts can do that. Now, this is a big issue. You're looking at lawyers, CPAs, people right now who are trusted third-party people, all of a sudden realizing that the future is being written without them. You know what that means? That means very specifically, there will be massive pushback by them to sit down and make brand smart contracts a bad thing, cryptocurrency a bad thing, primarily because they have a high moral ethic on it. Or maybe it's about the fact that smart contracts will eliminate them from collecting their fees. Gee, you think there could be an economic incentive? They will not go quietly into the night. If they go into the night at all, they will go kicking and screaming, tossing every single thing out there about how bad crypto is, about how bad smart contracts, regulate. Oh, and by the way, every time you regulate, you also start increasing fees for lawyers to interpret what it means. So keep that in mind. The aspect of regulation is coming down right now. You see that the Securities Exchange Commission going bonkers in the aspect of cranking out rules and regulations nonstop. And a lot of it is maybe needed. And a lot of it is to make certain that somebody out there is a trusted third party, because you can't trust those people in cryptocurrency and those smart contracts. They will not go quietly into the night. Pay attention to what's going on. I think it's critical for the future of our economy, our country, the world, and this whole concept of cryptocurrency and smart contracts. They take third parties out of the picture, which threaten those third parties. And of course, they are going to push back, expect it. Nick Szabo, he really is one of the first ones out there. He invented a virtual currency before cryptocurrency back in 1998. He almost went to jail for it because of the fact that they accused him of counterfeiting. He really defined smart contracts first, and he called them computerized transaction protocols that execute the terms of a contract. He's really right. Smart contracts are not based on legal language, terms, or agreements. That is not in them. There's no piece of paper, no place to sign, no place for the attorney to sign off, no place for the bank to sign off, no place for an accountant to sign off. It's code. The computer code, it executes actions when specified conditions are met. This part is completed. Click, a switch goes off and the next part goes forward. It doesn't stop. It really is a very fast, efficient way of getting things done. You don't have to sit down, mail the contract to somebody else to review when they get around to it. Maybe they have to play golf because it's Wednesday. Okay, so they come back to their office on Thursday, they sign it, and then they put it in their outgoing tray, and then somebody picks out an outgoing tray on Friday, and then they mail it, and then maybe you get it next week, Wednesday or Thursday. You wait 10 days because of the fact that it's paper, and that, no, a smart contract happens. As soon as that switch goes, the next step goes forward. They're super fast. Multiply that again in the aspect of international trades, having things to go overseas, having physical documents going overseas, even electronic documents going overseas. You have time differentials and so on. Smart contracts are a way to expedite every single transaction and move business forward faster than anything we've ever seen before. Between the blockchain and the security and the decentralization of it, as well as the smart contracts on top of that, you really have the tool of the future in the smart contract. It's a self-executing program that automates the actions in the agreement or the contract. Once it's completed, the transactions can be tracked by almost anybody that has an interest in it, and they're irreversible. You have more trust in a computer program than you would have on these third-party people. You don't have to worry about a computer being bribed, a computer being sidelighted, or a computer going off and having a 7-hour lunch meeting one day. You don't have to worry about those things because it's just a computer and it's a machine, and that's executing the conditions of the smart contract. You don't need a central authority because it's on blockchain. You don't need the legal system because it's all in computer code. You don't need any external enforcement because I'm going to sue you over here. Well, wait a minute. The original conditions were written into the smart contract. There's nobody to sue. It's a computer program that you signed off on initially. So it's an automated contractual action between two parties. It really looks kind of like this thing I have on the screen over here. It's just computer code that if you have the proper person that knows how to write the code, then you really have a binding contract. It runs on blockchain. It's almost impossible to distinguish between this and other things because of the fact that it's nothing but computer code. There's nobody signing off on it whatsoever. It executes when conditions are met. It runs on blockchain exactly as programmed, without any censorship, without downtime, without fraud or third-party interference. Talk about really music to your ears. If you're in the world of business, the idea of anybody censoring what's on there, at the downtime, fraud, downtime because of the fact it's on a distributed computer network. Without fraud, unless you have fraud in the initial code, you can't penetrate it, and there's no third-party interference, nobody demanding, I need to have my signature and I have to use a blue pen. These contracts, they help you exchange money and other essentials in a transparent, everybody gets to see it, conflict-free way of avoiding the services. So smart contracts, they're on blockchain, self-verifiable, self-executable. That's really unusual, isn't it? Hearing that word executable, my tongue stumbles over self-executable and tamper-proof. Smart contracts, in my opinion, the wave of the future. Take care.